Thank you, Severin and Michael. Always beautiful. Good morning. Welcome to Pacific Unitarian. Is this boomingly loud or is it my imagination? It's okay? All right. My name is Melissa Terrell, and I am your worship associate for today. We represent progressive religious thought and good trouble here in the South Bay. Yay. We welcome people of all creeds, beliefs, races, sexual orientations, gender identities, and anything else you can think of that I forgot to mention. You're welcome here. If you're visiting for the first time, we're especially glad that you're here. We want you to know that we have religious education for school-age children and childcare for preschoolers. Brunch is served on the patio right after service. Your first time is free of charge, and the suggested donation is $5 per plate. We won't turn you away, though, no matter what. We are honored today to be joined by Sithy from CLUE, Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice. Yay, I'm so excited. Sithy is the organizer of CLUE's Welcome Network. He spoke to us a few months ago when he shared his incredible immigration story, and we're delighted to have him back today doing the service with us. I have a few announcements. Tomorrow, gentle, accessible yoga and sound bath right here at 10 o'clock. This Friday evening is social justice movie night. The vegetarian potluck starts at 6:30, followed by the movie at 7. This Wednesday night, our own Pastor Joshua will be leading an improv group at Fullerton UU. April 30th at 7 p.m. He's doing a workshop called Narrative Improv that was developed with the palliative care team at Children's Hospital. It should be very interesting, and he wants you to know no experience is necessary. So talk to Joshua if you're interested. Men's group will meet this Saturday at Mimi's Cafe, 9 a.m. Please mark your calendars for New Member Sunday on May 24th. And I think you can still register for Camp de Beneville Pines, if I'm not mistaken, which will be June 6th through 8th. And you can talk to Janet or Andy Kistner about that if you're interested. Big announcement. We see you on the board. We think you have a future with us on the Board of Trustees. And yes, I'm talking to you. The board is looking for a few new members. Serving on the board is a rewarding way to give back to PUC. You work with great people and you learn so much and really feel connected to the church. So if you're interested in serving, you can talk to anyone on the board. Let's see, we have a few board members here with us today, right? We have Linda here. Who else is on the board right now? Is she our only one in the audience? I know Alex K is here, but I don't see her at the moment. Anyway, or you can contact Gabby. Okay. And there are many other things going on. This is a busy place to be. You can always check your website, our website, or your weekly emails for updates. And in your order of service, there's a QR code that you can scan to link to the email. Okay. Now, chalice lighting words are from Libby D. Stoddard today. We have come into this room of hope. We have come into this room of hope where our hearts and minds are open to the future. We have come into this room of justice where we set aside our fear to name freely every oppression. We have come into this room of love, where we know that no lives are insignificant. We have come into this room of song, where we unite our voices in the somber and beautiful melodies of life. Please join in the opening hymn, number 1035, Freedom is Coming. Rise in body or spirit, please.
Oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom, freedom is coming. Oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom, freedom is coming. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Yeah. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom is coming. Oh, yes, oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom is. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Oh, yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom is coming. Oh, yes, oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom is coming. Oh, yes, I know.
It's time for a moment for all ages. So I'd like to call up Dr. Haven Perez. I have a mic. And do we have kids in the house? There's one.
My assistant. All right. Viva's Voice by Raquel Donoso. Since the day she was born, Viva's voice had been the mightiest in the room. It boomed like an earthquake. It shook the slide on the playground. But it was especially loud at home, always overpowering Boppy's quiet voice. That's what I call my father, Boppy. Boppy's voice was quiet, but his job was loud. Boppy drove buses, very big, very loud buses. 2 buses actually, connected to make one giant snake, swerving and curling through the town. Viva loved riding around town with Boppy on his bus, greeting passengers along the way. Hola, she would yell as they would get on the bus, and hasta luego as they climbed off. The sounds of the cars, honk, honk, the bus doors opening, the closing, whoosh, thud. All of it was music to Viva's ears. And the tacos and quesadillas and hot chocolate they stopped were music to Viva's tummy. Today was Viva's first day of summer break, and she couldn't wait to spend the day with Boppy. Boppy, I'm ready to go to work with you today, Viva shouted, jumping up and down. Mija, not today, Boppy murmured. Viva, please don't bother Boppy today, said Mommy. But why? I'm on strike and not sure when I'll go back to driving buses, Boppy spoke softly. What's a strike? Asked Viva, raising her eyebrow and wrinkling her nose. I'm a part of a group of people called a union, Boppy explained. Unions help workers get treated fairly. The bus drivers want more pay and better benefits. We have decided to stop working and go on strike until we get the things we ask for. What do you do on a strike? Viva wondered. We go to the offices where our bosses work and hold up signs and chant. It's called a picket line. We let everyone know what we want. One voice alone may not be heard, but lots of voices together can make a big noise. Papi, can I strike? Viva exclaimed. I know how to make lots of noise. Oh, I know you do, Viva, but this isn't a place for little kids, Papi said. Viva hated to be told she couldn't do something because she was little. Por favor, Papi, I promise to listen to you and be quiet, please, implored Viva. Remember, I'm working early today, added Mommy. Well, Papi said, I guess that means you're coming with me. The picket line was magical. Signs bouncing up and down, bright blue and red, cars passed by, honking their horn. A woman with a bullhorn chanted questions, and everyone in the crowd responded. It was music to Viva's ears. Viva learned the responses quickly and delighted in shouting along with everyone else. She was sure today was very first day of summer break. She was sure today was the very first day of summer break ever until she looked at Papi. What's wrong, Papi? Asked Viva, seeing his furrowed forehead. I have to go on stage and make a speech in front of all those people, he admitted in his quiet voice. He didn't talk much, and he definitely didn't like to yell. Even when Viva did something wrong, Papi never raised his voice. Papi, I'll go with you, Viva offered, squeezing his hand. Papi let out a long, deep exhale. His forehead relaxed. With Viva nearby, Papi found the courage to belt out his speech. The crowd's chants got louder and louder. Everyone was cheering them on. Papi put Viva on his shoulders and handed her the bullhorn. Si se puede, she crowded to the cheering crowd. On the drive home, Viva honked Papi's horn. The faint chants of the workers on the picket line echoed in her ear. Viva, your voice made me brave today. I wouldn't have had the courage to give that speech without you, Papi said. Viva smiled. Papi's words were music to her ears. Thank you.
As we leave this friendly place, love gives light to every face. May the kindness which we learn light our hearts as we return.
It's time for the lighting of candles of joy and sorrow. You're in gain. Settle into a comfortable position and allow your eyes to close or keep them open with a softened gaze. Take several slow, deep breaths, breathing in fully and exhaling fully. Breathe in through your nose and allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Bring your full attention to noticing each breath as it enters your nostrils, travels down to your lungs, and causes your belly to expand. And notice each out-breath as your belly contracts and the air moves up through your lungs, back out through your nose or mouth. Invite your full attention to flow with your breath. As you turn more deeply inward, begin to let go of noises around you. If you are distracted by sounds in the room or outside, simply notice them and then bring your attention back to your breath. Simply breathe as you breathe, not striving to change anything about your breath. Observe and accept your experience in this moment without judgment, paying attention to each inhale and exhale. If your mind wanders to thoughts, plans, or problems, simply notice your mind wandering. Watch the thought as it enters your awareness as neutrally as possible. Then practice letting go of the thought as if it were a leaf floating down a stream. In your mind, place each thought that arises on a leaf and watch as it floats out of sight down the stream. Then bring your attention back to your breath. Your breath is an anchor you can return to over and over again. Breathe in and breathe out. Follow the air all the way in and all the way out. Mindfully be present moment by moment with your breath. As this practice comes to an end, slowly allow your attention to expand and notice your entire body and then beyond your body to the room you are in. When you're ready, open your eyes and come back, fully awake and alert in the present moment. Today's reading is from Pope Francis. It is now more than ever necessary that political leaders be outstanding for honesty, integrity, and commitment to the common good. Thus will they be able to marshal the moral resources needed to face the demands of the present and to pass on to coming generations a society of authentic justice, solidarity, and peace. Our centering hymn today is 1017, Building a New Way.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. Feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. And jealousy, we are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry.
Thank you. We're honored today to welcome our guest speaker, Sithy Bin. Sithy Bin is a faith-rooted organizer. As a city-impacted leader, he brings deep personal experience to his work, advocating for immigration justice and dignity. He's a passionate community organizer, public speaker, and the organizer of Clue's Welcome Network, supporting newly arrived migrants and asylum seekers across Southern California. Sithy has been involved in faith-rooted organizing for many years, using his own experience to support immigrants and individuals re-entering society after incarceration. He's committed to building a beloved community rooted in faith, equality, equity, and solidarity. Please join me in welcoming Sithy Bin.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for welcoming to your beautiful place once again. The last time that I was here, I was sharing about Clue's labor and immigration campaign. My name is Sithy Bin, and I'm devoted my life to advocating for those often unheard, the marginalized, the displaced, the system impacted. I specialize in both reentry and immigration. And the reason for that is because I am living it. So when we're talking about reentry, we're talking about those reentering society after incarceration. As the co-founder of my own nonprofit called the May New Foundation, and a faith-rooted organizer with Clue Justice. My work is rooted in compassion, dignity, and justice. But let me be honest with you. This past quarter has tested me beyond what I imagined. This has been one of the most difficult seasons of my life. Think about this. In January, we had the fires. The fires swept through Los Angeles, displacing and devastating so many in our community. With Clue Justice, we have one of our own that's impacted by the fire. Just as we were trying to recover, a new administration issued executive orders directly targeting our immigrant siblings, a policy that hit close to home for me. Then after that came a serious car accident just about a month ago. On my way to lead my youth group at church, I totaled my car. I'm actually driving a rental right now. And then on top of that, most recently, on April 2nd, during my annual ICE check-in, immigration check-in, I received an order from ICE to self-deport. ICE said I had 60 days to buy a flight ticket to Cambodia, a country I never set my foot on. I was born in a refugee camp in Thailand. So let that sink in. It has been a wild first quarter of the year. While trying to serve, mentor, and build hope, I was told to leave. The reason? Because I wasn't born here. I'm very passionate about what I do because, again, I'm living it. These are personal storms, and at times, yes, I have felt overwhelmed and grow weary. Instead of letting these storms break me, I choose to let them ignite my purpose. I choose to press on, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Not just for me, but for the people. For our immigrant brothers and sisters, every system-impacted youth, every family who feels the crushing weight of injustice. In movements for justice, we often feel pressure to give until we're empty. But we can't serve others if our own light has burned out. Rest is not indulgent. Rest is how we sustain our vision, and it's how we keep showing up. But all this leads me and brings us to a truth that I want to share with everyone that guides me and perhaps speaks to you all as well. Now, in my Christian tradition, I find strength in the following ancient scripture in Galatians 6:9. It says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up." Again, let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up. Another translation or version says, "So let us not get tired doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up." Now, I want to ask a question. By a show of hands, how many of you are familiar with my recent story on the news? Okay, like almost about a half a room. So just to give some context, as I share, I am system impacted. The immigration policy by, today's administration is targeting not only our immigrant brothers and sisters, but also myself. As I share, I was born in a refugee camp and have an order removal from ICE. So the deadline to buy a flight ticket to Cambodia, ICE wrote down in my instruction order, June 16th of 2025. The only way to overcome that obstacle is to receive a governor's pardon. That's the only way. And then now I'm smiling now because fast forward after my ICE check-in, after all the community advocacy group, organizers, supporters, and everything like advocating on my behalf, I received a call on Good Friday from the governor's office. And so I was taking a break on that Friday from work, and I seen a call from a private number. And I was like, okay, it might be spam. I'm on break. Let me answer and, play with them real quick. And so I answered the call, and then, a person was like, "Hi there, I'm looking for Mr. Ben." Like, "Yeah, it is I." It's like, "My name is so-and-so from the governor's office, and you're on speakerphone. I have here so-and-so and so-and-so, And we just want to share the good news with you that 5 minutes ago, the governor have penned your pardon. And I was like, I was so shocked and excited. I didn't know what to say. And then I just blurted out, I love you guys. I love the governor. Thank you so much. My grandchildren appreciate y'all. Thank you. Yeah. And that was an amazing feeling because, mind you, like my wife and I, we were facing the threat of separation. You know, our family was facing the threat of family separation by that order. And I have been out here serving the community, giving back and everything. And a week before my annual check-in on April 2nd, all the way up to 2 days ago, I have been only having like 2 to 3 hours of sleep for that past couple of weeks. You know, and God as my witness, and it was just so overwhelming, overburdening. And there are times where like, man, this just I felt being attacked from all sides. And it makes me grow weary in everything that I'm doing, like where I feel like resting, or just giving up. There's like 100 other people that's in similar situation like myself, and they gave up. They gave up, they got discouraged, and they're like, forget it, nothing's gonna happen. You know, I'll just submit to whatever ICE wants. But yet, I continue to fight. The only reason why, because it wasn't right. It's an injustice. You know, just separating family only because I wasn't born here. So all this, just to share about this part, you know, that though I come from a Christian tradition and draw strength from Scripture, the encouragement to not grow weary in doing good transcend doctrine, transcend teachings. It is a universal truth. Justice work, compassion, caregiving, these things exhaust us, but they also defines us. The Apostle Paul, who penned those words, echo today for anyone who have ever stood in the gap for someone else. Don't give up. Keep sowing, even when the harvest feels far away. And let's be honest, burnout is real. According to the World Health Organization, burnout is now recognized as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress. And activists, caregivers, and community leaders are among those who are most affected. If you serve, you fit in this category. I love what Brene Brown has shared and said to everyone, that we don't have to do it all alone. We were never meant to. And this is especially relevant for those of us constantly pouring out for others, be it whether it's advocacy, ministry, or mutual aid. Brene also emphasized that vulnerability is not weakness, it is courage in motion. And that includes courage to rest. So I want to share 3 guiding practices for pressing on. And that is 1, resist. Rest is resistance. 2, your work matters, even if the impact is not immediate. And 3, trusting the process. As award-winning author, feminist, and I want to say an amazing individual, social justice individual, L.R. Noss gently reminds us that taking care of yourself doesn't mean me first. It means me too. Again, taking care of yourself doesn't mean me first. It means me too. And then she is also mostly quoted for this quote. I love it too. It says, do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break. All things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is in you. I love that. In movements for justice, we often feel pressure to give, again, until we're empty. But, again, I love, everything that we're doing, lighting the candle lights. We cannot serve others if our own lights burn out, and rest is how we sustain our vision. So, rest is not laziness, it is restoration. Self-care is not selfish, it is strategy. Whether you call it Sabbath, mindfulness, or even meditation, that what we did earlier, and thank you for that. And just catching your breath, it matters. And talking about your work matters even if the impact isn't immediate. It's easy to feel discouraged when we don't see the results. When policy seems to get worse before they get better. People's hearts and minds change, not as fast as we like them to be. And the injustice that we're fighting feels like a mountain that just wouldn't move. And that will cause us to wanting to give up. But just because we don't see immediate changes doesn't mean that the work is wasted. It is not. Change often comes like a glacier, where it's slow but powerful. Whether mentoring youth, helping a neighbor, or challenging systemic injustice, your effort is not wasted. I mean, think about my situation. There are 100 others of my peers that gave up. But while we didn't give up, we were pushing forward in the fight to stop the family separation that was being placed upon me and my family. And look what happened. We, the people, received the victory. And this is amazing. And I know that the people made a huge impact because when I received that call from the governor's office, after that, they called my attorneys about the good news. And then after they called my attorney, they called Clue Justice next. That's unheard of. Everyone that I had heard that received a pardon in the past, they never heard that the governor's office will call the employer and say, hey, your employee got a pardon, continue to keep them working. But yet they call Clue Justice because the people power matters, the people solidarity. They called Reverend Jennifer Gutierrez and shared with her the good news about it. And then they told us to not to talk to the news or post it on like the public social media and make it public, only because, again, we see the immigration policy of this nation. And we don't want, like me to be a target by the Department of, DHS and all that. And that same day, LA Times put out a news article regarding, the pardon. And then on Sunday, I started receiving attacks already by the other side of the media. So I see the wisdom in that of not making that news public. However, we are able to share with our families and supporters and friends. That's the reason I'm sharing with y'all now the good news. So all this just to say that we may not see the results at the moment, but we could continue to trust in the process. And I want to quote that environmentalist Wendell Berry, who says the smallest act of kindness is never wasted. There's also a Chinese proverb that says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Many of these trees that's here right here was planted many, many, many years ago. The second best time is now. So trusting the process. Some of us trust in God, some of us in the strength of communities, others in the arc of history. Regardless of your belief system, the principle remains the same. Don't give up before the blessings come. What you're doing, this daily goodness, is holy work. And Jordan, I want to thank you for your work. Earlier she was sharing about, going to the bus to CMC. I was actually there. And this is wild. I was there, and the first time I seen my oldest daughter on her 16th birthday was in that prison. For those of you who don't know much about my background, I was sent to serve 2 life sentences, not because I murdered someone. No one was murdered. And this is wild how I was watching a Jeffrey Dahmer show like a year ago, and Jeffrey Dahmer was sentenced 15 life sentences for 15 murder. I was sentenced to 2 life sentences, 0 murder. And one of the prisons I was at CMC East, and then the mother of my daughter brought her on the 16th birthday to visit me. It was a surprise visit. So that was the first prison that I seen like my daughter in person, and so it was a beautiful moment. So when I heard that, it triggered that thoughts and feelings, so that was amazing. But all this just to say that everything that we do because we love. And we believe in that principle. The Unitarian Universalist tradition affirms this. That we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, regardless of where they are from. So, let this principle guide us as we fight for the dignity of immigrants, of returning citizens, of youth, and all who are forgotten or cast aside. Friends, we press on because the path is not easy, but because it is right. When you feel exhausted, rest but don't quit. When you feel discouraged, remember the harvest is not always immediate. When the future is uncertain, walk with courage in whatever light you have. Let us be the kind of people to continue to do good, not because we have all the answers, but because we refuse to stop loving, resisting, and building the world we know is possible. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really inspiring. Thank you so much. Just inspiring to have you here and free. Mind is blown. Okay. It is time for our offertory. And once again today, we're splitting our collection with Sithy's organization, CLUE. That stands for Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice. It educates, organizes, and mobilizes faith leaders and community members to accompany workers in their struggle for good jobs, dignity, and justice. And there are actually 2 QR codes now in our order of service, just to point out because this is new. So the QR code on the front is for like news and updates. But inside, this one is for our plate collection. And you can do your split plate on here. Remember, when you do a split plate, if you're writing a check, write split plate on the check. Sorry, I'm doing a public service announcement, but it matters how you designate it. And if you're paying on Zelle, you just write like a little memo on there that you're splitting the plate with CLUE. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so please give generously. Thank you. Please join me in the affirmation of gratitude. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for all those who share their gifts, for we are enriched by their giving. And let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may experience the generosity of others. Thank you. Thank you again to Severin and Michael Soche. It's so great to have you here. And please rise in body or spirit and join us in the closing hymn 155, Circle Round for Freedom.
Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned, circle for release, circle round for planet, circle for each soul. Children of our children, keep the circle whole. Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned, circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul. Children of our children, keep the circle whole.
So this is interesting. I didn't even say remain standing or hold hands, but you're doing it, and that is just amazing. So keep doing what you're doing. All right. This church is dedicated to the proposition that behind all our differences, beneath all our diversity, there is a unity that makes us one and binds us forever together in spite of time and death and the space between the stars. We pause in silent witness to that unity.
May the blessing of love be upon you. May love's peace abide with you. May love's presence illuminate your hearts now and forevermore. So be it. Amen. Shalom, salam, namaste, and blessed be. And now our service truly begins.
Thank you. Please remain seated for the postlude music.
to the New York Eye. With forest, stream water, this land.
That was amazing. Okay. So you probably saw someone with an apron come up and talk to me. That was Jill. And she said, they're putting the finishing touches on our delicious lunch. And she's like, can you keep everybody here for 5 more minutes? And I said, this is cool. Maybe we can ask Sithy a few questions while he's here. What a great opportunity. So then I tiptoed over to him and he said, yeah, question and answer. Let's bring it on. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask Sithy while he's here today, let's do it.
Any questions
yes.
on the table? Yeah. Full transparency to y'all. Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I've been telling them that my understanding is that they do have the option to self-deport.
Yes.
And from your story, because they don't want to be locked up, you know, and they do have ties still to their home country, so it wouldn't be as difficult for them to self-deport even though they don't want to. But from hearing your story now, I'm wondering, is the only reason you were pardoned because you're active in your community and you got community support to back you? Or is this something where myself and I could gather a few friends to petition for them if they ever found themselves in that circumstance?
Yes, that's a great question. Thank you for that, because I know people in the same situation. For myself, I believe is a combination of everything. You know, of just, in addition to having the faith community and the people standing in support, I have some celebrities. You know, I reach out to some friends that have friends that knows people. And so we had like a few celebrities that wrote letter support. And then in addition to that, I have over like almost 20 letters of support from different elected officials, from senators, Congress members, and all that. So that's very helpful. I've been on this campaign since I learned that I could fight my deportation. So yeah, it's been 4 years that I had my pardon campaign, and it was tough. It started with 2 people, then 4 people on the team. Then now, I have over 100 people. That's part of my pardon campaign team, where I just continue to push forward, reach out. And then, I will share this with everyone in that same similar situation. Connect with others, just as Brene Brown, don't do it alone, do it with others. And yeah, so to me, it's a combination of all that. And it looks like having the faith community at your back is very helpful. Yeah, again, the only reason why I say that is because they called Clue Justice and informed Reverend Jennifer about it. And they never heard of that before. They just called somebody's employer. So that means that had a huge impact on it. Yeah. Thank you.
How concerned are you that ICE won't still leave you alone? Because there's 40 people without criminal records.
Yes. So the question was that how sure am I that ICE won't continue to mess with me and force me to deport. So I have an active order removal. So when the executive order was signed on January 25th, the previous years I was low priority. I was doing my annual check-in through a kiosk machine, less than 20, 30 minutes, I'm out of there. This time it was over 2.5 hours by the time they called my attorney and myself in. And we knew that it was going to be trouble because the executive order is targeting initially worst first, the worst first policy, targeting those who have final order removal and those who have a felony, conviction. So my order removal was based on my felony conviction that I committed like 20 years ago. So that made this person was low priority, top priority. And so we knew that. That's when my annual check-in, that's when we received the bad news. But so with the pardon, I'm able to reopen my immigration case. Once that is reopened, once a federal judge, immigration judge sign off on that, then I'm protected. So that's it. So saying all that, so the concern is that we're afraid that right-wing media and all that, it's already there. Like on Sunday, the Daily Mail put on the news and said that Governor Newsom received backlash pardoning 4 murderers, and they put my photo up there. Yeah. So we see that they call me a legal immigrant and everything. And I think the most offensive part, they said I'm 50 years old, and I ain't 50. So they have a lot of facts incorrected, but all that just to say that, so they ordered me to self-deport, to do their work for them, buy a flight ticket, go get my traveling pass, and use my own money to self-deport. So we're just concerned that DHS or Tom Homan sees it, and then hold on, tell them, no, we'll deport them right now, just to use me as an example, because like California is considered a sanctuary state. We know that Governor Newsom clashes with the new administration's immigration policy. So we're just afraid that I might be used as a pawn with, like the back and forth between the political climate. So I will be safe once, the immigration case gets reopened. So my attorney already taking care of all that. We're just waiting for a immigration judge to sign off on it. And everything should be done before June 16th, which is my report-in date. Yeah, it's not even a check-in, it's a report-in to show them that I bought flight tickets, and if not, they told me that you will be detained that day. And we're also afraid that they might try to retaliate by detaining me and then place me like in Guantanamo Bay or El Salvador just to make it difficult to talk with the attorneys, to see families and all that. But yeah, so that's like some of the concerns. Yeah. Any other questions?
What do you suggest for someone who's in the position where they came here legally and they overstayed, and now they don't know what to do because they don't have a life back where they were from, and they have no criminal record, no nothing.
Yeah, so it's sad because thank you for bringing that up because I actually part of my work with Clue Justice is the Welcomes Network where we house asylum seekers and refugees. Yeah, just a month ago I was following up with one of our hosts, and she told me like, oh, they're no longer here. They self-deported. I'm like, what? So it was a couple with a young baby, and I was like, that's awful. And then I heard the horrendous story of them trying to self-deport, getting robbed by the cartels out there on their way trying to get back to Venezuela. So it's my advice on that would be to connect with all these amazing organizations that's doing the work. Like Clue Justice, we are partnered up with CHIRLA, Coalition for Humane Immigrants' Rights, IMDEF, Immigrant Defender Law Center. The executive director, Lindsay, is my immigration attorney. So we are part. That's just 2 out of like 30, 40 other organizations that provide these support and assistance that's needed, whether it's like legal or whatever it may be. But then there's people that right here we have a full room of people that stand for the immigrant brothers and sisters that's going through these challenging times. So it's not that difficult. And then follow back to the other one where those have colleagues that's in similar situation like mine. The way I look at it, if they have families here and they want to fight to stay, do that. Because this this is my home. I don't even know anybody in Cambodia and all that. I know some have connection in the other country, but then here, especially already established a home, family. This is I consider California is my home state. I grew up here since 4 years old and have a life, family, grandchildren. All my children were born in this soil. So it's it's heart-wrenching just to hear okay, you got to leave, you got to deport yourself, and it's but what did I do? You didn't do anything. You just wasn't born here. Wow, but yeah.
Anybody else?
Look like the 5 minutes. I think they already seasoned the food with love, so it's like.
Okay, I smell it. I see it. I think it's time for lunch. One more giant thank you to City Bin. Thank you so much.